Hey guys, come and draw your weight. Bringing you the video finally of the ARES M1928 Thompson, also known as the Chicago typewriter. This little one right here. So this is the box that it comes in. It's actually pretty nice. I had to wait a couple months, like I said in my previous video, to get this because of the whole COVID-20 thing going on. So it was delayed in terms of shipping. And I got this one in about 3 weeks ago from EBB Asia. Right now they are out of stock. I don't know if they're gonna get another shipment in. It's been kind of out of stock for a while. So we open up the box. They put it on hold, so I put the order in April. They put it on hold. They held my order until I think late June. It finally shipped out and arrived. Prior to that, I bought 2 Nambus from them. So this is my third gun I got from EBB Asia. I got those 2 Nambus in like early 2018. So here's a black styrofoam that it comes in. You have the submachine gun, the stock, and a drum magazine, and also this little information card. Does not come with a manual, speed loader, or a cleaning rod for that matter. Let me pull this bad boy out so we can all take a look at it. I'll show you the drum mag first. It's actually real well detailed. I don't want to put my fingerprints on it too much, but it's really nice. Nicely blued. It's a high cap, so it's got the winding wheel. You can hear that. If I look like I'm blinking, I don't have my contacts or my glasses on, so yeah, you can disregard that if I'm squinting or blinking. Oh. Let's put this back. Clean up my fingerprints first. Okay, so let's put the stock on and put the SMG together. It's got a little orange tip on it. This can easily be removed, and I'm glad it's not like a brightly painted like orange tip that takes up the whole muzzle of the gun or half the muzzle of the gun or something like that. So that covers the contents of the SMG. Let's put this to the side. This is what you really came for. It's this right here. So put the stock on, you push the button right here. See these 2 terminal contacts? The battery is actually housed in here already. So you just slide that in and click. You don't have to hold down the button, but it helps to help attach the stock. So we'll start back here. The stock is made out of, which it looks to be birch wood. Real solid. As you can see, only unique to the ARES model and staying true to the real M1928 Tommy guns. They can detach. There is a sling mount back here. It is Parkerized. The battery, as you can see, is housed in here. You can simply take it out by removing these 2 Phillips head screws, and so, or even taking one out and then swinging the butt plate, and then you can pull the battery out. But actually, it makes it more convenient this way. This is one of the reasons, one of the selling points of the gun, of why I've got it, why I wanted to get it, was because of the detachable stocks. You know, really handy in storage. Let's put this stock back on. Here we go. The receiver is made out of, oh, this wasn't here before. It's no big deal. Oh, it's a little bit of oxidation. It's not even oxidation. Okay, well, going back to the receiver is made out of what appears to be, I think, CNC aluminum. Correct me if I'm wrong. As well as a lower. It's made out of that same aluminum, real thick aluminum. We'll just say metal. I'm pretty sure it's aluminum, but we'll just say metal in case I'm wrong. So all your fire control, your selector switches, these are all metal. Little side note, they come on backwards from the factory. I don't know why they do that. And be careful when you do that, because this particular one I had trouble with. As you can see, there's a lot of free play in it. There's a tiny little spring that sits in there, and that if you move it back and forth, it wears it out a lot. So be careful when you take it out and switch it. I mean, all you gotta do is pretty much depress it, and there's a little tiny Allen head screw in there that holds it in place. So just be careful if you do switch these out. Keep tabs on that little spring that sits in here, because it's small. It's really tiny. It's only like about maybe that big. It's smaller than the springs that come in your like ballpoint pens or something like that. The pistol grip right here, this is also made that same birch wood. The trigger's metal. Your pivot plate, I do know what this is called now, is metal. It's non-functional, of course, on this, being an AEG airsoft gun. You've got the correct style charging handle on top. And it's got the notch, even the notch in the middle right there, so you can see down the sights. The Lyman style rear sight and sight wings are all correct. This whole gun, they got it correct. It's just that you can't move, unlike the King Arms one that I have, you can't move it up and down right here for elevation, but that's fine. It's an SMG, you're not really gonna like sight in things or anything like that. This is more of spray and pray or mid-range combat kind of deal. Your hop up is located right here. It's a G36 style hop up. You turn up, roll up for more hop, down for less. I don't know the specs on the barrel. I think it's a 6.03 or 6.04, but don't quote me on that. Let's see, so the receiver, like I said, is metal. It's all correct. It's the correct 1928-21 style receiver with the correct selector switches. And these selector switches are not compatible with the M1928. The M1928 and M1 are totally different from this design. They have like little they're not held in with springs. It's just simply you press them on, but they don't work on the M1928 style body. Let's see, the pistol grip is made of birch wood. You can see inside right here the mag well. You can see your hop up chamber and your feeding tube. That's all plastic. I haven't got around to like shooting this thing yet. This is gonna be more or less a cosplay kind of piece, more for display. I didn't buy it for to really take it out on the field. That's what I got my King Arms over there for. So the barrel right here, outer barrel, is made of metal. The foregrip is of course made of that same wood, birch wood. Some reason it's actually dyed pretty well. I mean, most of the wood that I usually get on replicas, they're not dyed very well. They're like this reddish, almost cedar colored wood, but they did a pretty good job of staining the wood. I gotta give it to them. They paid attention to detail this time around. They give it almost like a walnut, like a medium walnut kind of finish to it. Your flash hider or cuts compensator, the only real incorrect part about it in terms of dimension, that's metal. It's actually supposed to be a little bit thicker up here. As you can see, it's real skinny. But they did their best to try and replicate it. I might switch it out in the future for like in RGW1, which is used for the Wee Thompson gas blowbacks, M1928s for some reason. I do know you have to modify the channel in a little bit. If you watch the Taz 101 Sagas video, he'll explain that. And his is like the most accurate airsoft M1928 I've ever seen. So he did that modification himself. And we got this plastic orange tip, which will come out no problem. If I can use some pliers, I should be able to get it out with a little bit of heat. So yeah, I mean, nothing really rattles. Before you start using this, if you ever get this gun and before you start taking it out into the field, check all your screws, all your bolts. Because when I got this thing, the foregrip wobbled like crazy, so I just adjusted the screw at the bottom right here. It was like off by a 1/16 of an inch, and then that fixed the problem. Pistol grip was squeaky. Stock comes off, you know, so that's no big problem. But nothing really wobbles now, so I just checked my screws and all that, and now it's good. I would dry fire for you guys, but we don't really have time for that, and it's really late at night. So now I'll show you the magazines that it can use. Apart from the drum mag, these are Snow Wolf Matrix 20 round look-alike mags. I say look-alike because they're actually a little bit longer than 20 rounds. 10 minutes on time. They're actually more like 25 rounders on the outside, but they actually are high caps. They hold about 210 rounds. These are clones of the Marui 180 rounders, which are hard to get. I happen to have one of those. So these can fit. Personally, I like it with this or the drum mag on the 1928 model with the foregrip. It can be a little hard to get out. And it can also take, well, I might have to shave that down a little bit. This one fits in no problem. This is a SEMA 420 round mag, which looks like a 30 round mag. This one comes in and out no problem. Show this one right here. That one's the tough one. Yeah, and it feels good, and well, I'll do a video in the future. This one came out a lot easier. On the comparison between this and my old King Arms, I'm even looking at picking up King Arms recently re-released their M1928 line. It's got everything is correct on that except the stock. I don't know why they put an M1A1 stock on it, but it's fully engraved, fully trademarked. You can pre-order it on sweatairsoft.com for $380, I think, plus shipping, depending on where you live. So thinking about getting one of those, and even in the future, comparing it to this one right here, and the older model that I have. Right now I'm doing some car-related things. I'm not really doing a whole lot of airsoft or reenacting for that matter, but I'll eventually get back around to it. Yeah, that pretty much covers the review on the ARES M1928 Chicago. And stick around for that comparison video in the future, guys. Aloha.